Okay, we're gonna look at this Unit 2 test. I believe everybody's taken it. So I'm gonna go through here and you can help with your corrections doing this. This was very similar to the review and this was a hard test. So we're gonna go through and just kind of see maybe what you messed up on. Hopefully this will help with your corrections when you're working on it. So number 1, Alyssa read 25 pages of a new book the first day she bought it. After the first day, she read 5 pages a day. If the book was 350 pages, which equation can be used to determine how many days it will take Alyssa to finish her book? Okay, so first of all, your question is going to help you determine what your variable is. So how many days is my variable? So 350 is the total amount of pages. All of our answer choices have that, so that's not going to help me. But I need to figure out which number should go with the days, since how many days is my variable. So she read 25 pages, and then she read 5 pages a day. So which of those should go with that variable days? Should be 5, right? 5 a day. Since 25 didn't really have anything to do with days. It just said she started off reading 25. So 5x. So I can eliminate anything that doesn't have that 5x. So C already. I can eliminate A because it doesn't include that starting number, that 25. And if you're reading books, if you read 5 books a day, or say you start with 25 books, and then you progressively read 5 more every single day, you would want to add those. So if I asked you total how many you read, you would have added all of those pages together. So instead of B, which would be subtracting, we want it to be D, okay? Okay, on number 2, an equation in one variable is shown below. So which number line represents the solution for this equation? So you just had to solve it. If I've got, I'm gonna rewrite this problem out to the side so we can see a little bit better. Okay, I have a number with a variable, a plain old number, and a plain old number. So remember, I can't combine a variable with a regular number. And I need to start on the side that has more stuff on it to get rid of everything except for the variable. That's my ultimate goal. So since this 10 that I can get rid of, I can't get rid of the negative 8. Since it's plus 10 or positive 10, the opposite would be minus 10 or subtract 10. Negative 8 minus 10 is negative 18. 2 negatives, same signs, add and keep. Bring your variable down. Then your last step, 6 times something equals negative 18. So I'm going to divide to get my answer. So x should be negative 3. And that would be H. That's the only one that gives me that answer. Number 3. Which inequality is true when the value of x is 1/3? Okay, so for this, it's saying x is 1/3. It's telling us what x is. Like normally we solve it, it's telling us. So we want to go through and plug in that number everywhere that we see x and see which situation matches it. So here, 3 times 1/3 plus 0.9. Okay, that's what I want to work out to see if that is actually bigger than 2 or if 2 is less than that. So 3 times 1/3 is going to give me 3/3 or 1 because 3 divided by 3 would be 1. So 1, which is what we got here, 1 plus 0.9. So that would be 1.9. So is 2 less than 1.9? No. So that's not going to work. Then on B, we've got 6, and I'm going to plug in 1/3. Remember, that means we're multiplying if the variable is right next to the number. So 6 times 1/3 plus 15. We want to see if that is greater than or equal to 18. So off to the side, I'm going to multiply 6 times 1/3. So I get 6 over 3, which reduces down to 2, because 6 divided by 3 is 2. And then 2 plus 15 is going to give me 17. So if I plug that into my problem I just solved for this, is 17 greater than or equal to 18? No, that is not true either. So then let's look at C. 12 times 1/3 minus 2. We want to see if that, once I solve it, is greater than 1. So let's see. 12 over 1 times 1 over 3 gives me 12 over 3, which 12 over 3, 12 divided by 3 is 4. So 4 minus 2. 4 minus 2 gives me 2. And is that greater than 1? Yes. So just to double check, I'm going to see if D shouldn't work. Let's try it out. So 15 times 1/3 plus 1.4, is it less than or equal to 5? So 15 over 1 times 1/3. So 15 over 3, 15 divided by 3 is 5, plus 1.4. So is 6.4, this is 6.4 altogether. Is that less than or equal to 5? No. So C is what works. That's the only one that works. Flip it over to the back. Number 4, which inequality in one variable is shown, an inequality in one variable is shown below. Which number line represents the solution for this inequality? So we want to solve 8 minus 2x is less than 18. Some of you I saw while you were taking the test, you wanted to rewrite it. If your variable's already on the left side, I wouldn't mess with rewriting it just because it's so easy to mess up. So a lot of people I saw, you wrote 2x minus 8. That's not what this problem shows you, okay? Your 8, if you isolate that 8, it's positive. So if you rewrite it like this, you're changing that number and you're making it a negative. We don't want to do that. Same thing here. If I isolate that 2x, ignore my nails, it looks like negative 2x, okay? That's not what you do if you flipped it. You've just changed the number. So I wouldn't, if it's already on the left side of your sign, I would leave it alone. Okay, so our first step, we've got a number, variable, and a number. So I want to get rid of my number since I don't have a variable over here to combine it with, and I can't get rid of 18 because there would be nothing left. 8 does not have a sign in front of it. That means it's positive. So to get rid of it, we do the opposite, negative or minus. So it cancels out here. 18 minus 8 is 10. I'm going to bring that sign down and bring the whole triangle down, negative 2x. And now I'm on my last step. We've said this a million times, and it was on the board. If your last step has a negative here with the variable, last step, your last step's always multiplying or dividing. If we're multiplying or dividing by a negative, our sign has to flip around, okay? So we're gonna divide by negative 2, and that sign has to flip since we've got a negative here. So my solution is x is greater than negative 5. Before you even solved it, you could eliminate f and h because they have closed dots. Remember, if it's less than, greater than, if there's no line underneath it, then it's an open circle. So knocking it down to 2 answer choices. So if you did miss it, it was probably that flip there that you didn't quite get. Okay? Since my x is greater than 5, negative 5, that means I'm going to shade everything to the right. So everything that's greater than negative 5. Okay, number 5. An equation in one variable is shown below. So they give me an equation. I need to make sure when I go and I start looking for the answer choice that's going to work, that whatever my question is, that's going to be your variable. So whatever the question is, whether it's days, money, hours, books, whatever it might be, that goes with 50 cents or 0.5, whatever is in the story, okay? So I need to make sure the variable is with that number. The question goes along with that number. 6 should be off by itself, and 26 should be my solution. So let's look and see which one can match. So a carnival charges $6 to park plus 50 cents per ride ticket. Per ride. How many carnival rides can a person ride at the carnival if they spend a total of $26? Okay, so my question, how many carnival rides? Now if I'm looking at 50 cents or $6, which of these is talking about rides? The 50 cents. The 50 cents for every ride ticket. So that has 0.5x, that has 6 plus, and the total of 26. I'm gonna say that's right so far, but let's just check just to make sure we didn't miss anything. So B, a person downloaded an app for their phone that cost $6 plus some songs that cost 50 cents each. How much did the person pay for the app, and the song if they downloaded 26 songs? Okay, so this isn't gonna work because it's asking you, it's saying the songs are 50 cents each, but the question is asking you how much did the person pay altogether? So that wouldn't represent that variable. The songs are 50 cents each. If it asked me how many songs, that would work, but they already told me how many songs they bought. So the variable and the number that's with that variable don't match up. C, a dog walking service charges $6 for each hour walking plus 50 cents for each dog. How many hours could a dog be walked for $26? My question is asking me how many hours. Okay, so that variable should be with 0.5. But when I read about the 0.5, 50 cents for each dog. So they're saying 50 cents for each dog. My question is asking about hours. So these two things do not match up. Then D, Sarah earns $6.50 an hour babysitting. How long will Sarah need to babysit in order to earn $26? These two things, remember we talked about this when we first started solving equations. Your regular numbers and your numbers that have variables cannot be added together. They cannot be combined. They are apples and oranges. They're fruit, but they are not the same. So they combined them. That's not going to work.